CountFilms TV, y'all.
All right, this is going to be a fun one.
Round one.
Hey everybody, William Tackett here, back with another commentary match breakdown, and this is from Zack Telander versus Kody Steele. Zack Telander, also known aka the Giraffe, and he's a professional Olympic weightlifter. He's actually got another YouTube channel, pretty big YouTube channel there on weightlifting. And Kody Steele, we've talked about him. He's been on the channel here before. He's a very, very good black belt out of Brazilian Fight Factory. I've trained with him ever since I was young, and he's just really exciting, dynamic, a lot of wrestling, a lot of feints. Likes to gas his partner out and just kind of break him. You kind of see all those wrestling feints there from both guys, both Zack and Kody. Zack coming heavy with those collar ties, really utilizing his length and his size advantage there by being heavy on Cody's head. But look at Kody controlling those hands, doing a nice job at hand fighting there. But Zack works his way back around to Cody's back there, and look at Kody, getting his hips already to the ground, fighting those hooks, turning and facing. But Zack, he rolls with Kody all the time. He understands that, and he starts to fight for the seatbelt once more. And man, Cody's just so hard to hold on to and get on the back. I don't know if I've ever really seen him get his back taken in competition. He's probably one of the hardest people to take their back in the whole academy, in my opinion. There he is, able to work around to side control there, looking to look for a Kimura there on Zack's arm, and Zack's able to power out, work back into his guard, and Kody controlling those ankles. That's really important when your partner starts to regain their guard, controlling them ankles, because when you're able to control the ankles as they re-guard, you can kind of just work your way back into side control before they can fully regain their guard or get inside position with their hooks. Notice Kody again, they're controlling the ankles as Zack's trying to recover. And this time Kody slashes on a Kimura and is able to use that Kimura trap sequence to land on Zack's back there. Zack does a good job at getting his shoulders to the floor, trying to hop to that opposite side. And here he's kind of still stuck in that Kimura trap scenario, but he was able to pull his arm free. Gets very slippery, especially whenever you're a few rounds deep with that long sleeve rash guard. So here he's now on Cody's back, looking to maybe set in a choke. Now, for me personally, I always like to try to think hooks before submission, or control before submission. And as you saw, Zack's really chasing the sub there before he can get the control, and that's probably why he missed position there. And Kody was able to pull his arm out, and then now look, he's stuck in a bad spot. So just a word of advice for you guys, whenever you're trying to, if you're against a better guy or a guy you just got on the back or something, don't get overexcited. Try to get the control, hold the person, maintain control before you start looking for submissions, and it's going to make the submission come a lot easier. Cook your partner. And here's now Zack back to the match. Zack's recovered back to his guard here, and look, Kody controlling those ankles just like we talked about earlier. Makes it much harder for your partner to replace. It makes it easier just to work your way around to side control versus trying to have to dive in on those hips. Here's Kody settling in on like kind of a backside side control here, looking to maybe take the back or fall back on a leg. He's kind of in a more of a leg drag here now, which is what you might be able to see a lot more in the gi, especially in like the Mendez Bros style jiu-jitsu. It kind of correlates a lot with 50-50, as you guys can now see them settled into the 50-50 here. Zack's chasing that heel hook by rolling through, and Kody keeps trying to hide his heel. He actually has the heel hook here, but Kody is able to slip his heel out, as you just may have seen. And that's all by knowing when to rotate to the side of the heel hook and slip your heel out. If they have your heel dead to rights, it's not the right move to do, but if you know you have a little wiggle room, you can slip your heel out and get to a safe spot. And now Cody's back into that leg drag, working into side control with an arm triangle grip. And I've talked about this before. My favorite submission. Very, very good submission, especially against bigger dudes like Zack. A lot of muscle mass, wide shoulders. You're able to choke them with your bicep and their own shoulder into their neck. Notice how he gets the tap there. And it's very low risk, because if they bridge and roll, you just end up on their back. It's very easy to maintain good position and get a nice strong finish. Man, they're just pouring sweat. Really, really tough night. It's really a fun training all the time in the Fight Factory. If you ever guys, and anyone wants to stop by and try classes or just come in and train with us, you guys are always more than welcome. We have a really fun training environment, as you can see, just laughing and having a good time. Look at those feints. That's something I would say Kody is probably known for best, is the ability to really feint his opponent out. And, Zack didn't really get feinted by that much. He was able to sprawl, and now he's looking on that front head control. Maybe for an anaconda choke, decides to work his way around to the back position and get a seatbelt. Now, again, he's looking for that choke and loses position. Instead, I would say grab that seatbelt, get a nice control, work your hooks in, and then you can work for that submission. Here, Kody heavy on the head, heavy on the feints. Zack just snatches up that leg. Just shows the length of his arms and the strength. Oh, and Kody hits the nice 2-on-1 foot sweep there. That's something Kody has recently, probably, inside the gym at least, become more known for. He's been foot sweeping everybody. And I can't seem to figure it out yet, so you might have to just rewatch it a few times to see if you can figure it out. So maybe hit the rewind button. But here's Zack here, and almost like a double 50-50. He has both legs tied in, was trying to figure for his legs. But not necessarily the greatest attacking position. Might want to split the legs and just attack one leg versus both. You have a better chance at manipulating one leg versus both legs. But man, Kody Steele rolls through there for like the Baron Bolo style roll, and Zack counters with that toe hold and comes on top. A lot of action from both guys. Zack here now heavy on top, smashing both knees together. Kody's able to roll to his back, but that looks like the end of the match there. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for always watching. I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you.